Well, still with us are the Conservative MP for North Wiltshire, James Gray, and the former Labour MP for South Swindon, Anne Snelgrove. James Gray, why have you allowed women to take the brunt of what's happened as a result of these cuts?
Well, I was a little puzzled by the logic in your piece. I don't quite know why they were arguing that women are taking a harder hit than anybody else. The fact of the matter is now...
Because most of them work in the NHS. Most of them work in the NHS and in local authorities.
If you want me to answer the question, I'll try. It's nice to hear that 63% of people working in local government are women. That's great. Not so very long ago, it had been quite the other way around, mainly men. If there's discrimination against women in terms of pay, that's against the law and disgraceful, must stamp it out. But I'm not certain that there's terribly much logic in what the piece said. And in particular, I'd say this: half of the people I represent are women, and I think I do quite a good job representing them. And I do a good job. I do a good job representing black people.
I'm sure you do a terribly good job. But it seems on the programme, we'll have to cut in because we haven't got a lot of time. Let me come to you in a second, Anne Snelgrove. It seems you don't seem to understand the problems when the problems are presented in front of you. The problem is that women are losing jobs. More of them are working in the public sector than men. So therefore, when they lose their jobs, more of them are out. They also have benefit problems as well, and they don't have the public services. So there are three reason why they've got a problem.
Any of those assertions are actually correct. I'm not certain there's any evidence.
James, you need to get out more. To be honest, you do. You need to speak to more women.
At least I'm still in Parliament. That's great.
Well, you might not be there much longer if you keep annoying women like this in this way. And it's about childcare. Women see that childcare services are being cut back. Sure Start. They see their children's life chances being decreased by the removal of the education maintenance allowance and tuition fees going up. They see their parents' savings
But Anne Snelgrove,
going down.
you would make cuts too, and one of the big issues is that we haven't quite heard what those cuts would be.
Up front, these cuts are bigger and massive. It's a real revenge on the public sector, which women rely on, not just because they work in the public sector, but because they are the front line with their family. It's women who see the inflation going up. It's women who see prices of gas and electricity going up.
Another thing I suppose you might try to understand, James Gray, is the disparity between pay of men and women as well. In Filton and Bradley Stoke, this is from the Office of National Statistics, average is 31,000 odd for men and 15,000 for women. So they're hit on that front as well.
If there are two people doing an identical job, it is of course against the law to different pay. It has to be precise the same. But as I said a moment ago, if there is discrimination against women, we must stamp that out. There's no question about it. We must not.
It's the women's work. It's not necessarily for the same job.
This isn't about discrimination. This is about government cuts hitting women harder than any other sector, and that is absolutely right. I see it on the doorstep.
No proof whatsoever.
You may think there's no logic, James, but you need to talk to a few more women. I work with women.
Speaking to my constituents, as you used to when you were still a member of Parliament.
I work with women doing voluntary work with women who are long-term unemployed, and I can't tell you how difficult they are finding it at the moment.
Is the danger that this could be a woman's issue and everybody's suffering from this, men, families as well?
It's everybody's issue, to be honest, and if women are feeling the pinch now, it's families that are feeling the pinch tomorrow, because they are the front line, as I keep saying.
It's male, female, white, black.
James, it's got to be one. It's got to be one word.
We're all in this together.
Are you not worried about losing the female vote?
You're not in it together. If you're a multi-millionaire in the cabinet, you've got 18 millionaires in the cabinet who do not understand what it is like to be down to the last 30 quid
I'm not sure
week.
we've achieved too much in this discussion, but thank you both very much indeed. Now, as the new deer hunting season got underway this month, hunters have admitted to the BBC that they see no immediate chance of the controversial Hunting Act being repealed. It was brought in 6 years ago, and the Conservatives have always promised to get rid of it. But we've learned that both the hunters and the pro-hunt politicians are keen to push the debate into the long grass for fear of losing the vote. Meanwhile, there's fresh criticism from animal rights organisations that the police aren't doing enough to enforce the law as it stands. Clinton Rogers has this.